As the cabinet deliberates over the release of an additional batch of Palestinian security prisoners as a goodwill gesture to the Palestinian Authority ahead of Annapolis, Prime Minister Ehud Olmert and President Mahmoud Abbas are scheduled to meet again in an effort to bridge the gaps and solve the differences.
לא הייתי רוצה להיות האיש שנכדינו או נכדי נכדינו יאשימו אותו בכך. הייתה אולי שנסה לשלום יהודי-ערבי, והוא החמיץ אותה. אולם יחד עם ההכרח והכושר הנפשי לערוב לכל אפשרות של שלום, אנו מצווים, כי בנפשנו הדבר, על כוננות מתמדת למלחמה.
In a flurry of diplomatic activity, French Foreign Minister Bernard Kouchner and British Foreign Secretary David Miliband hold meetings with both Palestinian and Israeli leaders.
I think that next week is going to be a success. I mean, the idea is to launch negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians to address the day after Annapolis all the issues that need to be addressed in order to create and to establish a Palestinian state as part of this vision of two states for two peoples. This is the idea. The meeting itself, the idea of the meeting is not to address the core issues but to launch the process.
At a recent cabinet meeting, head of IDF intelligence Major General Amos Yadlin warned that Hamas may try to carry out terror attacks to torpedo the peace process if it appears that sides are achieving progress. Failure of the conference, he said, could bring about a serious risk of strengthening the extremists. Sources in the Shin Bet told Infolive TV that if the summit fails, the level of terror will not be on the same scale as it was in 2000.
There is no guarantees. There were no guarantees in the past, and there are not going to be guarantees in the future. But the atmosphere today, both sides, I mean from the Israeli side and from the Palestinian side, mainly after what happened in Gaza, is a situation that Abbas and his government, for the first time, are ready to confront with the Islamic fractions.
In the south, the Kassam rockets and mortar shells continue to fall in communities close to Gaza, and terror groups continue to strengthen their capability and boost their arsenal. On Sunday, Minister of Public Security Avi Dichter noted that the failure of the Egyptians to curb the terror and crack down and destroy the smuggling tunnels and prevent weapons and explosives from entering Gaza will lead to an IDF operation in the Gaza Strip.
While we strive to strengthen the pragmatic Palestinian leadership, we also strive to apply pressure on Hamastan in Gaza. Against this backdrop, the overriding imperative for Israel is protecting its security. That is our primary contract with our citizens, and that ultimately should be in the Palestinian interests too.
While the deployment of Palestinian police in Nablus has led to positive results, security officials said that it will take more time before one can judge their effectivity. Meanwhile, the IDF troops continue to operate around the clock in the West Bank cities, nabbing terror suspects and thwarting terror attacks. Syrian President Bashar Assad has yet to announce his attendance to Annapolis, but continues to condition his presence on resolving the Golan Heights issue. While toying with peace, he continues to toy with terror and receive North Korean assistance to improve his country's nuclear capability.
Syria is lately very much interested to come back to the Western community, to be recognized by the United States.
Israel cannot afford to ignore the fact that since the Second Lebanon War, Hizbullah has replenished its stocks of long and short-range missiles and constructed new positions. Iran continues to play the international arena as it races to attain nuclear power. Whether Annapolis will lead the region forward in peace or plunge it into terror remains to be seen. Abbas and Olmert continue to try and bridge the gaps.
American efforts to bring both sides closer deserve appreciation. At the same time, we need to realize and recognize the complexity of the situation.
As the countdown for Annapolis begins, the Palestinians continue to raise their demands. Olmert appears to be confident of a positive outcome. Residents of Sderot and the surrounding areas continue to suffer from daily attacks, and Hizbullah and Syria are sitting on the fence monitoring the situation.